changed.
My door is always open.
I didn't see a white light.
Your place is here, Emily.
I didn't believe in myself.
Oh, cut the bullshit, Emily. Cut the bullshit, cut the bullshit, Emily.
There are just some things that are better left unsaid.
You'll always be mine.
Those were words I heard a lot.
Little Lady Gaga. I never saw it coming. I'll be just another skeleton. I'll be just another skeleton.
I need a medic for the person down.
The morning they found my body lying in a ditch on the side of a dirt road just outside of town was also the first day of summer. I should have been out flying across the grassy fields that lined our small town on the back of Old Ashkey, my fingers entwined in his dusty charcoal mane and encased by the scent of newly blossomed marigolds. After years of enduring unspeakable pain and loss, I thought that I was finally going to be free. But instead, I was broken. My body battered and crumpled up, discarded like trash and left to swelter under the steadily growing summer sun. The man who killed me got his wish. Now, I could never leave.
Stand straight, fall back in line, comb your hair, get to work on time. Everyone in the big machine tries to break your heart and pull you underneath. Maybe I'm wrong and all that you get is what you see. Maybe I'm right and there's something out there to believe. Everybody's talking in their sleep. They push a lot of air around but don't say much of anything, except when they're laughing like some ghosts under a sheet. Everybody's talking in their sleep.
To say the sheriffs and people of our close-knit community were outraged and dumbstruck by my murder would be an understatement. But I never would have imagined they could do so wrong by me. Everyone had their suspicions of who my murderer was. But the name that was whispered through most telephones and over neighborhood fences was my boyfriend, Luca. He was always bad news, they'd say. I wish his daddy had never moved here and brought that scum excuse of a boy into our town. They'd whisper amongst themselves as they sucked down their sweet iced teas. Even my own parents hated him, said he filled my head with all sorts of ridiculous ideas.
Your place is here, Emily, in this house, with his family. Once the right boy comes along, one with good morals and a strong faith, then it will be your time to do what you were put on this earth for. But continue to run around with that wild boy who's always getting into trouble. It will only bring pain and ridicule upon you and his family. Is that really what you want for us? For your sisters? I thought we would raise you better than this. Don't you think you have already put our poor family through enough? Especially after the unspeakable mess you caused us 3 years ago.
Those were words I heard a lot. We raised you better than this. Haven't you already put us through enough? Your place is here. Here. As if Oak Grove were the only town that existed on Earth. Made me sick to think I was the only one who saw beyond these unruly fields to the paved roads that lay endlessly ahead. Except for Luca, that is. He was the only one who dared to dream of me.
Love on an atom, love on a cloud. To see the birth of all that isn't now. Can you imagine a love that is so proud? It never has to question why or how. Total abandoned love in my dreams. When I wake up, I'm soaking in my sheets. Breathe, breathe, believe, 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 believe. For all of our youth.
So, do your parents still hate me?
Yes, and I can promise you that's never going to change. I have this theory that they're so cruel because they've never truly lived a day in their lives. Never really known what it's like to feel alive, you know?
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to run away together then.
That seems like the logical choice. But how will we make a living?
We'll rob banks.
We could be like the modern-day Bonnie and Clyde.
Does your dad still hate you?
Only sometimes. Usually when he's been drinking a lot, but it's really not that bad.
Don't make excuses for him, Emily. I really do promise that I'm gonna take you far, far away from here. After you finish school, we'll just pack up our bags and leave in the middle of the night and never look back.
And where will we go?
It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out as we go along. All that matters is that we'll be free. Promise me that no matter what happens, you'll always be mine, Em.
I promise. But it was a promise neither of us could keep. And in the end, it resulted in the death of both of us. On a dreary, rainy night, about a month after my murder, Luca drove his bike into a tree near the county cemetery, where he had been visiting my grave only a few moments before. Hunched over on the wet ground with a case of beer in tow, he cried.
I'm so sorry, Emily. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I never should have done that to you. God. Could you ever forgive me? I don't want to live without you. I can't. I don't deserve to. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
His father claimed that it was an accident, blamed his son's death on the rain-slicked roads and alcohol coursing through his veins, said it couldn't be suicide because surely he would have left some kind of note. The rest of the town called Luca a coward, said the guilt over what he had done had eaten him alive and led him to take the easy way out. His suicide was admission enough to the rest of the community to consider my murder solved. At his funeral a few days later, only his father showed up. There were no kind words or condolences expressed. No flowers or cards sent in abundance to his home, the way they had been to my parents after I had died. There was no one to hold his hand as he cried and watched his only son being lowered into the ground. He was as alone with his grief as I was the moment the remaining fragments of my life drained away. I think that's what I found saddest of all. The fact that this supposedly close-knit community could so easily shun Luca's father like that, as if his pain held no real merit. As if he hadn't just lost his only son. What they were so adamantly blind to was the fact that he was a victim too. As much as I was. And as much as Luca was too, for that matter. I had only spoken to him once, our conversation brief, as I waited for my father outside of our local supermarket. He ambled up to me and said,
"You're Emily, right?"
"That I am."
I haven't seen Luca this happy since before his mother left. You know, he talks about you a lot. He says that he thinks you're the one. Now, I know that this isn't my place to get involved, but can I offer you some advice? Please, be careful with him. He's a sensitive boy, quick to anger, and always moving too fast. It's like he's constantly in motion. He gets it from his mother, I suppose, but with you, he's calmer somehow. More in balance. It's as if for once in his life he's steady on his 2 feet. And I hate to see that change. He's a very special boy. Please, be careful with him.
All I could manage to do was nod my head. For months, those words swirled around relentlessly in my brain and gnawed at my soul every second of every day. When I closed my eyes at night, I would see a pair of eyes, so fierce that they pierced straight through me, daring to face my secrets. They were expectant. They begged for an answer until finally I had one to give.
You are the other half, you're like a missing piece. Oh my love, oh my love, oh my love, you don't know.
The night after my high school graduation, I was supposed to meet Luca, bags in tow, near the stream that bordered the edge of town. He would come, throw my bags on the back of his bike, and together we'd run, putting miles between us and the roles we were supposed to fill in Oak Grove. That was the plan, at least. But instead, I showed up that night empty-handed, with only my secrets and a promise to break.
Where are your things?
I can't leave with you tonight, Luca.
Why the hell not? What changed?
I could see the disappointment in his eyes as I struggled to tell him the truth. My heart nearly broke when I said, I was offered an apprenticeship at one of the top equine training facilities in Bridgeport. I leave in 3 weeks.
How come you never told me about this?
Because I honestly never thought I'd get it. I thought they'd choose someone older who has more experience. But they chose me. Out of all the applicants, they chose me, Luca.
I don't know what to say, Emily. I'm so happy for you. I never pictured us living in Bridgeport, but, Hey, it'll be exciting.
Luca, I'm going alone.
But what about our plan? Our future?
You know we don't have a future together.
Why? Is there somebody else?
Not anymore. A callousness set into him that I had never seen before. He was transforming into something else completely, right before my very eyes, and it was all because of me.
But there was. You know, I actually thought you loved me. I guess I really am as stupid as people say.
You're not stupid. I really did love you.
Then what changed?
I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to tell him that I got scared by how fast my life was moving, and thought for a minute that maybe my parents were right. That maybe the whole town was right. My place did belong here. I didn't know how to tell him that what we shared scared me and thrilled me so much that it gave me night terrors. That it led me to look for comfort and advice in the arms of someone unthinkable. Couldn't bring myself to say that what I really needed was time alone, to rediscover who I was after all that had happened. I didn't know how to explain that I had been grappling with a loss he could never understand. In the end, there are just some things that are better left unsaid. I changed.
You're right, you know. You did change. These past few months, you've been acting like a complete stranger. Distancing yourself from me. Not letting me get close. I should have known there was someone else. God. It's all so damn obvious now.
But it isn't what you think.
Oh, cut the bullshit, Emily. I can't take any more of it. I hope this city eats you up and destroys you.
You can't possibly mean that.
Oh, but I do. In fact, you could die, and I wouldn't even care. That's how much I hate you.
I probably should have felt hurt by what he said, but instead I just felt relieved as I watched him drive away. I had spent so long wrapped up in a world where my every decision was being dictated by Luca, or my parents, or the expectations of our small town that I forgot to think for myself. I loved Luca because he promised me an escape, but that was all it was. Empty promises and stories we weaved, so that we had something to cling to. I wanted to believe him because I didn't believe in myself. I couldn't, after all that had happened.
Need a ride?
Those translucent blue eyes were the same as the ones that haunted my dreams at night. I never noticed it before, but there was a darkness lurking in them, an insatiable turbulence. I told myself I was just imagining things and accepted his offer without a second thought. Sure. Thanks, Mr. Wyatt. After all, he had been my teacher and a man that I greatly admired. Still, I couldn't help feeling uneasy as I climbed into his truck.
So, what are you doing out here all by yourself at night?
I was meeting Luca.
Oh, did he stand you up or something?
No, we broke up.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Was it because of the baby?
No,
Because if it is, I understand. I mean, he is just a kid himself, after all. Have you given any thought about what we talked about? You know I dismissed class 10 minutes ago, right? Emily? Emily, what's wrong? Calm down, calm down. You know, I may not give the best advice, but I am a great listener. Do you want to talk about it?
I'm pregnant.
Wow, that is a doozy. Have you told your father?
No. And I can't. Please, don't say anything to anyone, Mr. White.
Don't worry, don't worry. Hasn't anybody ever told you that English teachers are the best secret keepers?
I find that hard to believe.
It's true. It's true, I swear. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. My door is always open.
It wasn't even Luca's anyway.
Well, regardless of who the father is, I would love nothing more than to take care of you both.
What are you even talking about? There is no baby.
Oh, I see.
Can we please not talk about this? Just take me home.
You know, Emily, ever since I first saw you in my class at the beginning of the year, I've been infatuated with you. You're so quiet, always lost in your thoughts, completely oblivious to what's going on around you. You're the most beautiful girl I have ever laid eyes on.
What are you doing?
Come on, I know you want me to. I see the way you look at me.
Stop it! Just stop! Let me out of the car!
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Let me out of the damn car!
Fine! Just get out. You'll never be anything but trash, just like everybody else in this town anyway, no matter how hard you try.
I never saw it coming. I always thought that my life would have meaning. But after my final wisp of breath trailed out of my heaving lungs and my terrified eyes turned into orbs of lifeless glass, I understood that that would never happen. Instead, I'm going to rot slowly as I decompose, unnoticed in a box beneath the ground, until eventually I fade into nothing but a pile of bones, nothing remaining to link me to the girl I used to be. I'll be just another skeleton, same as all the other ones buried away beneath the soil. Same as the ones inside each and every one of you. All I can do is hope that I meant enough to somebody to have made a difference in their lives. No matter how we connected, I need to believe there was a reason behind it, a bigger picture my feeble mind just can't see. I need to believe I will be missed by those I loved, that I'll be forgiven by those I hurt, and that my memory will continue to terrorize those who destroyed me. My tale isn't meant to be a sad one or some cliche one of how you should live every day to the fullest. I'm not at peace with my death. I don't forgive the man who stole my innocence or the one who murdered me. And I certainly don't forgive my mama for sending me away and deciding your fate for me that awful winter night 3 years ago.
Comfort the girl, help her understand. No memory, no matter how sad, no violence, no matter how bad, can darken the heart or tear it apart. Take my hand when you are scared, and I will pray. If you go back out there, comfort the man.
I didn't see a white light. I wasn't carried away, cradled in the arms of some ephemeral being, and I don't know what will happen next or where I'm supposed to go from here. But what I do know is that I'm here and you are there.
No matter how haunting and no.
And when your head hits your pillow at night and you're shrouded in the dreams of the wild mustangs that roam the hills of Appaloosa Plains, I will be the soft summer breeze that gently drifts in through your open window and tangles itself in your soft curls. I will be the grass beneath your feet as you grow, and the stars you reach for as you turn your hopes into reality. For if there is one good thing that came out of my existence, it is you, little nightingale. You get to be everything I never could. You, my child, are free.
Heaven is a ghost town. The pearly gates fell to the ground. The angels fell 1,000 years before. There's no more. They turned off the tunnel of light. No bathing in the warmth of peace. Did the Lord stop paying the lease? Did the Lord stop paying the lease? Did the Lord stop